not feel the key in my shoe. So if you want to talk about severe neuropathy, I had severe neuropathy. So I talked to my friend who's an emergency room doctor, and he said, Jim, you need to go see your doctor, because I think you have a neurological issue. And so I did, and then I was referred to a neurologist here in town, and she confirmed that I had Parkinson's disease, which I didn't know very much about, if any. So after the initial diagnosis that I did have Parkinson's, she arranged for me to have a test on my nervous system to establish a baseline on how bad that was as far as my nerves. And so I went in to see this doctor who also specializes in electromyographic, I can't pronounce it, but anyway, the putting sensors on my body and injecting electrical currents and then measuring it to establish a baseline of my neurological health. At the end of it, I said, so Doc, what do you think? And he gave me a real medical term. Jim, your nerves are shot. And I said, okay, so what are we going to do about it? There's nothing you can do, there's no cure. There's nothing you can do, there is no cure. So I'm like, no cure. Okay. So then I went over to physical therapy referred by my doctor, neurologist, and I did physical therapy, and it helped in many areas of my body, but not in my feet, because I was told there is no cure. They never even took my shoes off, because there is no cure. The subject of treatment was not even brought up, because there's no cure. So then I went and I saw my physical trainer at Lifetime, who has a master's degree in kinesiology, which is a study of the body. And we talked about what's ailing me, etc. And she goes, I said, so what about my feet? She goes, there's no cure for neuropathy. Okay, so we did training, physical strength training, and it actually improves certain aspects of my body fitness. And so it's like, okay, so I've gone through Pilates, not Pilates, I haven't started yet. So I've gone through the physical training with my trainer at Lifetime, and went through the whole notion of doing physical therapy, and I graduated. I was an expert at doing big moves, and then I was talking to a friend of mine who's actually in the audience, and we talked and said, well, why don't we go down to Cuba, because they just opened up Cuba. This is a couple years ago. And so we went to Cuba, had a great time, and so now it's time to leave, and we went through their equivalent of TSA screening to leave the country. And everything was emptied out of my pockets and my shoes and everything, and then we got through the screening process, and my friend is right there with me. I said, I can't find my wallet. He goes, well, where did you leave it? I said, I was going through screening. I've got to have my wallet. And so we waited and we searched, and so now time is running short. And so as all good male Americans do, we went to the bar. And my friend went up to the bar and he got a couple of beers and brought the beers back to where I was sitting at a table waiting for him. And he goes, I said, I found it. He goes, you found what? I found my wallet was in my shoe. I couldn't feel it. And I've already gone through the system. So in the area of falling, I fell probably twice a week. Some of you fall more than that, some of you fall less than that. But twice a week, it hurts. Fortunately, I've not broken any bones. I did fall one night, walking into the kitchen. My socks slipped on the floor. I went headfirst into the kitchen island. I knocked myself out. I cut the top of my head and my forehead open. And I'm like, because I know statistically falling and having a head injury is one of the principal reasons of death for a Parkinson's patient. And so anyway, I'm fortunate to be married to a beautiful woman, happens to be a retired Army nurse, still practices nursing, and she went into Army nurse mode. And she got towels, and she was getting peroxide on my forehead and on the top of my head, and then got a acetate patch and put it on the top of my on my forehead to help stop the bleeding, and I created severe whiplash when I did that. And that's the only reason I stopped boxing with Steve, because I could not stand up and withstand the punching the heavy bag as far as my neck was concerned. So she saved my life. Research says that it's nearly impossible to achieve and then maintain foot balance if you can't feel your feet. Well, I couldn't feel my feet. And so it was very difficult for me to stand. It's actually a name for it, proprioception. You have to look it up. But there's actually a name for that. So I started using a cane full time. I felt like I was walking in cement automat boots everywhere I went. And then my daughter convinced me to go do Pilates. And my internal response was, I mean, that's a girl exercise, but I'll give it a shot, because they're going to go out of the country for the entire month of October in 9 months. So we went over and had my first session with Louisa. This is Louisa. And she's pretty, but she can kick your butt. A bunch of different ways. So I went and I saw her, and within the first 10 minutes she had my shoes off. And she was feeling my toes, and she was feeling my ankles, and she was feeling the bottom of my feet. And can you feel any of this, Jim? I went, no. She never said that she could fix me. And that's one of the things that was very impressive to me. She just started work. And we did Pilates, my daughter and I did Pilates 2 days a week, a private session, because I was really messed up. And she did not promise me any results. She introduced me to a thing called a pinky ball. Don't have this in the medical dictionary. This is Pilates. This ball is used by ballerinas in training to strengthen their feet. And then I also got introduced, I've been told this is not a girl exercise. I've been introduced to a thing called caterpillars. Well, what is caterpillars? Where you're gonna walk up and down this board using your toes to navigate up and down to strengthen your toes. Really. And then I'm going to teach you how to do a jump board, where you're laying on your back and your feet are on this board and it has springs on it. And you have to jump to build to strengthen your ankles. So now I'm building strength in toes, the sole of my foot, and my ankles. And it was like, and it was hard. So the pinky ball is made by a company called Balanced Body. So it's in the name, trying to achieve balance. All this is written down because we want to make sure that I have the chronology exactly right. And this presentation, we'll make this into a PowerPoint presentation for the rest. So 2 one-hour sessions per week. At the end of 2 months, Louisa had strengthened my rotator cuff, which had basically been paralyzed for 25 years, my right shoulder.
So Jim, I'm going to stop you there. Jim is going to be available at the Pilates booth, and certainly during the breaks or the times we're going to certainly hear more about Pilates. So thank you very much for Jim. If everyone could give Jim a hand. And if we could advance the slides to the next slide. Thank you. So, my name is Eric Pappert. I'm a movement disorder neurologist. I'm going to serve as the moderator for the rest of the day. And I've included this disclaimer slide. Many of you know that outside of seeing patients, I also do research. I'm presently working with a company called Synovian Pharmaceuticals that's working on a number of potential treatments for various aspects of Parkinson's disease. So my views here do not express any opinions from that company or its parent company in Japan. I should also say that the information you're going to receive today should not substitute for the information you receive from your physician. So it's educational purposes only. But I know who you are if you're my patient, so I'm sure to follow up in the clinic if you have any particular questions. So with that, I'd like to introduce the board, or the panel, I should say. And so if we could just briefly introduce yourself and make sure that you're close to the microphone and that the microphone is on. We're going to start over here and work our way across and then back and then across. So we'll start with Dr. Lin.
Hi, I'm Ellen Lin. I'm a local physician here that treats chronic pain. And I'm also a physiatrist, and that means it's physical medicine and rehab. So I'm very familiar with this group of patients with movement disorders. And hearing Jim's story about his shoulder and all that, I was just very intrigued. And we treat pain from going from musculoskeletal, neuropathic, and dystonia. And I'm just very, very passionate about patients with Parkinson's because I have two good friends here, Dr. Peppers and Dr. Alvarez, and a lot of these patients I can recognize in the audience. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everyone. From my left to my right. So as you know, I am a movement disorder specialist, and I'm very happy to be here today. I have been in San Antonio treating Parkinson patients since I was in the Air Force in 2007. So I'm very happy to see patients that I've been treating since I started the military who are still here with me. And I'm also very happy to see new patients that I just saw last week and they're here today. So welcome.
My name is Joyce Mayor. I'm a gastroenterologist. And I guess I'm in movement disorders, but it's the movement of the GI tract, okay, and constipation. And we've come up in the world, we have an emoji. Now, my little still emojis. It's always smiling, it's always smiling. And we'll talk about how Parkinson's affects the GI tract. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Dr. Wayne Lee. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in San Antonio. I've been in practice since '96. I've taken care of quite a few patients in the audience. From an orthopedic perspective, I get to see the early aspect as well as some of the later aspects of Parkinson's disease in terms of patients who fall, but more importantly, trying to get them active after they've had injuries. Also taking care of patients who may need surgical procedures and making sure that we all understand the importance of movement post-surgery. So we'll discuss some of those things. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Penn. I am a physical therapist. I am a neurological clinical specialist through the APTA, or the American Physical Therapy Association. And I teach at the University of the Incarnate Word in our physical therapy program. And so a lot of the students you see here today are helping with the balance freedoms come from that program.
Hi, my name is Kathy Schwartz. I'm a physical therapist as well. I work currently for Warm Springs. I've been seeing patients primarily with neurological impairments in San Antonio for about 31 years. And I started when I was 5. As I was wondering. And I hope to be a neurology clinical specialist. I'm taking my exam in 3 weeks, so everybody say a little prayer. So I can be as smart as Jen. And yeah, we're just here. We work very closely. I'm an adjunct at UT Health. We like to have an open environment among the different facilities. Warm Springs, Incarnate Word, UT Health, Baptist Health Link, all the different systems that really dedicate staff to Parkinson's and movement disorders. And I have, matter of fact, I had a discussion with a woman this morning. We're very open to even patients going to both programs for wellness classes, and that's the big thing that is really important. And we also always give our patients resources about Pilates and boxing and those things too. So yeah, so we're just here to do what we can for promoting exercise specific to Parkinson's disease.
My name's Alyssa Shaw, and I work for Baptist Health Link, and I'm a speech-language pathologist, also LSVT certified, LSVT loud, so I should probably practice without the microphone. But I work a lot with patients with Parkinson's for voice and swallowing issues. That's a big thing to look out for. If you're ever having any swallowing problems, even with your saliva, talk to your doctor so you can go ahead with that, and then get swallow studies done, and then just it's always good, whenever patients come to just speech therapy, I always refer also to physical therapy because it's never too early to get started with exercise. But Alyssa Shaw is my name, speech language pathologist.
Good morning. My name's Michael Garcia. I am a neuropsychologist, and I work at Neurology Associates with Dr. Papert and Dr. Alvarez. And my job is primarily conducting cognitive testing with individuals that have Parkinson's and those that have suspected dementias. So I'm looking forward to your questions. I know some of you have undergone testing with me, and those of you that have not, I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions about just general sort of thinking, cognitive abilities, things that, things like depression, anxiety that may come along with things like Parkinson's. So I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody, I'm Raquel Nerone. Everybody who knows me here knows me as Rocky. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in private practice down at the Pearl. And I specialize in medical family therapy, so I help clients and client care partners in management of the emotional aspects of managing Parkinson's.
Good morning. My name is Melinda Rodriguez. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I am the Senior Executive Director of Business Development for AQTS Home Health. We see patients in the home. I am also Lisa Overman Voice Treatment Think Big. I come to you not just a physical therapist, but as a caregiver and a care partner. My father was diagnosed with Parkinson's and NPH by Dr. Alvarez in 2017. I can attest to you all that exercise does work. My dad is now from walker to no walker gym. He even bypassed the cane. Please visit us at the playground. We have the Pilates, the boxing, we have giant Jenga going, exercise for your mind. We have balance, we have UIW students doing the balance testing and screening. Thank you for being here.
Hi everybody, my name is Luisa Parker. I'm very happy to be here. And I just want to say Pilates helps, obviously. And we are Elite Pilates is giving you a free class, everybody. So if you stop at the table, Elite Pilates, we are giving you a free class for you to try because we know movement heals. And Pilates will move you even better. Thank you.
And we've already met Corey and Jim and Tony. Corey, did you have a final? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, on behalf of the panel and specifically my own gratitude, I'd like to thank the board and Tony, as well as